the opportunity you've given me to also weigh on the speech made by Secretary of the President during the State of the Nation address in this honorable House. And Mr. Speaker, I want to start off by saying if there is a man that has proven to be a man enough to tackle the challenges Kenyans are facing, is the President of the Republic of Kenya. From his speech, he never gave a speech that was full of cosmetic promises or cosmetic words to just please Kenyans, but rather he came out candidly and expressed the confidence he has and he has been given by Kenyans from the trust he has been given to serve as a president. What am I trying to put across? Coming out and telling Kenyans the real situation, that we are facing dire, tough situations as Kenya from the economic conditions we are facing in, that most of these conditions are not only generated from within our nation, but most of them are put in from the external challenges, economic politics of the world that is seriously affecting us by virtue that more than 70% of our consumption is from importation. And most of this comes with what we call importation, inflation. Mr. Speaker, we will appreciate that USA right now are working on the economic challenges, inflation, by virtue that Federal Reserve has worked on their monetary policy to ensure that they mop back all their dollars in the economy and even outside the economy. This has effect even on us that we are importing using the dollars in our country, Kenya. And that is why the cost of living is here with us. Mr. Speaker, you will appreciate Germany, Japan are now working on their recession. Generally, on across the whole world, there is a serious recession that is undertaking. And so, therefore, Kenya is not exceptional. And Mr. Speaker, I have asked my colleagues from the other side of the chamber, castigating, opposing, naysaying on what the President made during the statement, the State of the Nation address. And I want to remind them that on the speech of the President, it was not any promise, but rather an account of what the President has done and what the country has trying to achieve and to turn around the situation of our economy. Number one, Kenya is not endowed with minerals, and therefore we cannot speak of our economy dependent on minerals and export of minerals. Right now, tourism is also facing a lot of challenges. Mr. Speaker, manufacturing sector over time has been killed. You will appreciate to me over recent times, we have even witnessed our local production, milk sector. We now rely on powder milk from foreign countries being imported to our country to be converted into liquid milk for it to be distributed, affecting our own prices. All this put together, the only sector that the President has chosen to take the right direction is on production and on agriculture. And this has assisted to reduce even the dependence that we experienced in the recent months, where we were importing, even including staple food like maize. To an extent, our own minister, CS, are to travel outside the country in pursuing of a land space to plant maize to feed the country. You will agree with me, Mr. Speaker, any nation that is planning to feed its people from importation is a nation that is then to fail. And I want to appreciate the President that by the steps he made, pronouncing a reduction of prices of fertilizer and all farm inputs. As we talk now, production of maize from the region where I'm coming from is now estimated to have grown by more than 40 million bags as compared to the previous financial period. This one, in essence, Mr. Speaker, it tells us now Kenyans are ready to be fed by their own production within the country. This will absorb the aspect of importing with the importation of inflation from foreign countries and creating employment amongst ourselves, because we are foreseeing now value addition being the second discussion after what we are producing. Mr. Speaker, on the aspect of livestock, fish sector, the President has confirmed that along the coastal stream, we have 22 landing points for fish collection from the auction. This tells us the earlier dependence on importation of fish from China, our staple food, the alternative protein that our doctors have been asking us to go alternatives of red meat to the white meat. The President is sorting out, creating employment, and increasing the market of fish along the domestic market, and even to an extent of exporting for the purpose of competing with the world. Because we are endowed by virtue that we are a country that we are not landlocked, but rather we have an advantage that we can touch on the sea, that is the Indian Ocean. Mr. Speaker, on the aspect of employment, and more so on the education sector, I've heard somebody says that the President has not demonstrated what he has done. Employing 57,000 teachers in the Republic of Kenya in less than 1 year, that is a fact. It is not a promise. Employing askaris and jeshi from our NYS, Mr. Speaker, is a fact. It is not a promise. Mr. Speaker, employing over 100,000
Madam Rueda of